Is there an age limit on finding your purpose?
Depends what you think your purpose is. I tell you straight up, your purpose is not to rap.
Right.
It's just not.
What?
It's not. We need more electricians. We need more
What about Sean
engineers. See, but Sean Carter's purpose was not to rap.
What's
That's
his
a great
purpose?
example. His purpose is to be the public servant that he is now. Rap was just a vehicle into that. And that's just a guy who had an otherworldly talent, an extraordinary ability that sadly, for whatever reason, might even have an expiration date on it. Because I'm going to always check for Hov.
Facts.
But there's a whole generation of people that may not check for him. And what if you're in his position, right? And I'm just speaking here. What if you're in his position where he had 14 #1 albums, right?
But your albums, yes, but song no.
Yes, so he had one #1, but he had 14 #1 albums. So that's like the all-time record, right? What if Jay-Z decided right now, y'all want to do an album? But then he's like, for what? What's the why though? The why is probably just because he's an artist and creatively he want to put it out. But being that he's had the success he's had, he's like, but what if it don't go #1? What if people ain't fucking with it? Like, what do you do in that situation?
That's just psyching yourself out, though. That's just...
I'm with you. So,
but now what if we told Jay-Z not to rap?
You would never told Jay-Z that. He's too talented, Gina.
Okay.
I'm talking about these niggas that ain't got no talent. Like, you would have never told Jay-Z not to rap. He's too nice. How could you listen to... And by the way, there was people who did that. There was people
he could get a deal.
He couldn't get a deal. There was people who didn't see the vision, but then you had people like the Dame Dashes and the Big Berk who saw the vision. They decided to do it independent, and eventually everybody caught on. But he was too talented to not rap, and it works both ways, right? That's why in my first book I have a chapter called "Fuck Your Dreams," if they're not your dream, right? Because a lot of times we just do things because we see them working for other people.
Right.
But then I got a chapter in this book called The Astronaut Kids, which is telling you if somebody comes to you, especially children, and say they want to do something, well, you ask, how are we going to get it done? It's the same thing when you hear somebody with that kind of talent. When you hear somebody with that kind of talent, you might say to yourself, oh, I'm going to invest in this person. I'm going to help this person try to get to where they need to be. And sometimes that's what you need. You need that encouragement. A lot of times, a lot of people is betting on themselves because ain't nobody willing to gamble with them.
Facts.
You know?
That's a fact. That's a fact. What about Kendrick?
What about him?
His purpose at this point. I mean, rap is the vehicle. What do you think? What do you think his purpose is?
I think Kendrick's...
Because I don't know if we actualize it at this point yet.
No, I see it. I'm on record saying it a million times. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers will go down in history as one of the most important hip hop albums of all time, and so will Jay-Z 444.
So I'm saying his purpose though is what?
I think his purpose is to help brothers heal. I think he's living his purpose right now. I think those conversations that he's having on his album about going to therapy, about wanting to do right by his wife, not cheat on his wife. I think those conversations about issues with his father. I think all of that is helping brothers to get started on their healing journey. Like when rappers start providing soundtracks to what people are going through, it makes it cooler. And rappers are always providing soundtracks for the bullshit. Yeah. So now you got guys like Jay-Z and Kendrick and the Rhapsodies and the West Side Boogies and all. They're providing soundtracks for what people are actually going through in real life, dealing with, mental health issues, going to therapy. Like all of that is happening in real time, and I think that's encouraging a whole generation of brothers to go seek healing. Like my dad used to always try to get me to watch Minister Farrakhan speeches when I was young. But when I heard Biggie say "Deep Like the Mind of Farrakhan," I heard Chuck D say Farrakhan's a prophet, so I think you ought to listen to him.
It's the hip hop influence.
It was the hip hop influence that made me be like, oh, so if you're a man and your wife or somebody's encouraging you to go to therapy, and you hear Kendrick rapping about it, or you hear Jay-Z rapping about it, you hear, like I said, West Side Boogie rapping about it, because I thought, was it More Black Superheroes?
Yeah.
That was a fantastic project, right? When you hear that, you like, oh, okay, let me go do some internal work.